All right, greetings one and all. Hope y'all doing great. Positive energy all the time. I switched to directly using YouTube to see how that's going to work. Come on in, come on in. And let's get the show on the road. Hope everybody's doing great. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. We got Durham in the building. Rep your city, rep your city. Rep your city. Good to see you, G. Lisa. So tonight I'm talking about, I don't like talking about politics. I find it to be a little silly. And the men in America are not really politically minded. They're more like fans. So it's really hard dealing with fans when you're talking politics. Politics has turned into a popularity contest. So it's not really, you know, I'm the type of person that, if I go for one candidate and they lose and the other candidate wins, I'm pretty much done with it. I don't go on any campaign against the winner. So I'm not the type of person who would go on this anti-Trump campaign just because I didn't vote for him. I wouldn't do that. But that's life in America nowadays. I think the men especially, if the men don't stop being fans of politicians, American politics will get worse and worse and worse, and nothing will get done because it'll just be a popularity contest and it won't be based off of any type of qualifications. And there's nowhere in a real political world where Donald Trump would have ever been qualified to be president. Like, he has no qualifications. I think I don't think you should be allowed to run for president without any political experience, period. You shouldn't be able to just be some rich guy and run for president. You should have to have some political experience. And he has none. He was not qualified to be president. Anybody that believes he could be president is just voting based on a popularity contest. They have no real solid foundation to vote for him. All of his businesses failed. He's never held any political office. He's a creep for sure. He's definitely creepy. There was nothing about him for him to be like the president of the United States of America. Like, seriously? It's just a popularity contest. That's a horrible way to pick a president. And so when it becomes a popularity contest and people just vote because they just like him, that's the worst thing ever. That's absolutely horrible. That's basically what happened. It was just a popularity contest. And they just put anybody in office. Anybody that could sell themselves as president. No experience at all. Like zero. Like nothing in his resume shows him qualified to even run a business, not alone to be the president of the United States of America. His only thing he's ever done was license his name on buildings. He doesn't own those buildings. I think some people thought he owned Trump Towers. They didn't know he just licensed his name. Like he doesn't own those buildings. It's just licensing. So there's a guy that's a president that has absolutely no political experience at all, which is just crazy to have the highest political job in the nation with like no experience twice. That's why you had January 6th. Those were fans. Those are like crazy fans. That wasn't political. There was nothing political about that. If it was political, you wouldn't run up into your own government buildings and tear it up. Yeah. He didn't even tell them to stop. He wanted them to do it like a real nut. And so, other nuts, they're going to vote for him. Other people with no political personality are supporting him. Basically, and with social media, just any dingbat could, in social media, anybody can voice their opinion and become political all of a sudden. Most people that support Trump have no knowledge of politics. They're just fans. The guy is a three-time loser and a creep. A weirdo, basically. There's nothing presidential about that guy. you know, he's been a total embarrassment to the United States. I mean, Donald Trump has been the worst president in United States history. The United States is at an all-time low. Embarrassment around the world, like a total embarrassment. Total. A total embarrassment, like seriously. And all the people he appointed in office aren't qualified. He just appointed. Look at that guy running the FBI. That guy is not qualified to run the FBI. Look at those ladies he put in office. They look like girlfriends. Like they look lost. It's just absolutely horrible. And because it's like a popularity contest, then when you don't like him, the fans on this side try to pretend you're a fan on the other side. You see what I'm saying? So you're like going against fans. So the response is a response from fans, not really politically active people. It's just like fans. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. I've never seen nothing that horrible in my life. Like I've never seen, you know. And this is the worst president ever. Like it's a total embarrassment. Like total. And he only won the first time because of racism, because of Barack Obama was president. I mean, everybody knows it was racism. Everybody knows his election was reaction to a black president. Like nobody's stupid. Everybody knows that Trump only got in there because of racism. It was a reaction to a black president. So he just put any guy in there. They put the guy in there that hated Barack the most. Basically. That's how he won. He's not really an American citizen and all that weirdo stuff he was saying. Straight racism. Like racism is going to be the destruction of the United States. Racism and hate is going to destroy the United States because when you're voting based on hate and you're making decisions based on hate, you're not going to make good decisions. You're going to make emotional decisions. It's going to destroy the country. Right now, America is nothing in the world. China and everybody has gone on with their lives. They're doing trade with other people. Nobody respects the United States anymore. The United States is nothing. It has no prestige. It has no dignity. None. The economy is tanking. Housing is horrible. Education is at all-time low. Entertainment is the worst ever. Movies are horrible. The economy is ruined. You got some guy in there say he's gonna give you a 50-year mortgage. A total idiot. Like anybody knows 50-year mortgage. You know how much you're gonna end up paying for a house with a 50-year mortgage? Just saying it, just anything. And when you get a loser dictator in there like that, they're gonna pick yes men. So you're just gonna have a whole government of dummies. Because a dictator like that doesn't want anybody to tell them what to do. So they're going to basically pick people to followers. So when they make wrong decisions, those decisions are just going to roll through. They've tried to make the whole government Republican puppets for like fans, like Republican fans for the president, so they could just pass anything. Put a bunch of bimbo chicks in there that you can see these chicks, these women don't know what they're doing. They didn't pick qualified women. They picked, looks like ex-girlfriends, to be honest with you. To me, it looks like most of the women he picked, he had some type of relationship with. That's what it appears to be. I'm not saying that's what it is. That's what it looks like. And so it's just like fans. And then when you push that fan mentality, then you turn all the men are like girls. So the male voters that support Trump are like girls. He's like their rock star, like like they're in love with him. It's not like political elections. It's like one of these talent shows, you know, American Idol. That's what it's like. That's what the election is like, American Idol. It's not like really political. It's like a contest. It's horrible. And the economics is based on just hiring all your rich friends and letting them just take everything. So these multi zillionaires and trillionaires, they're going to own Americans. Americans are going to just be totally owned by these trillionaires and billionaires. They're going to just own you. Everything you do, you're going to be doing for trillionaires and billionaires. You're going to have nothing. You're gonna have nothing, because he's a failed businessman, and he's got to do what the billionaires tell him to do. Because without them, he'll be through. They're the ones fund him, because he can't make any money. He's using their money, so he has to do whatever they tell him to do, which allows Israel and Russia to own you. America right now is owned by Russia and Israel, bought and paid for. If you know anything about Israel, those so-called Jewish people come from Russia. Those aren't real Hebrew Israelites, allegedly. If you do any research, they came down from Russia. They're Russians. That's why they're not beefing with Putin, because that's their fatherland. This is where the respect for Putin comes from, because Russia is the Caucasus Mountains, and they're Caucasians. That's where they're from. So they hold Putin in high regard. That's their fatherland. So when you read in the Bible, an old history of great nations falling, when you read about Rome falling, and you've seen the British Empire fall, and you've seen that Greek Empire fall, you're witnessing that right now. You're witnessing the fall of America. basically. You're witnessing it. I mean, you go to these cities is messed up. There's not no money moving in these cities. Stores are closing left and right. Prices is through the roof. Before Trump got in there, like a thing of Hershey chocolate like this was like $3.29, like $5.69 for the same candy bar. By the time March 2026 gets here, Americans are talking about van life. They living in vans and homeless everywhere. You know how many people barely making it that don't want to tell nobody because they'll be embarrassed? People are barely making it. The economy is so bad that landlords can't find anybody to rent to because nobody got no money to afford the apartments. These apartment buildings are empty. These big buildings downtown New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, those buildings are empty. There's nobody in those skyscrapers. Those things are at like 30%, 30 to 45% capacity. Empty apartments everywhere. Nobody can afford to rent them. They've been turned you into suckers when they started selling you apartments and calling them condos. That was Americans, you blew it right there. How you let somebody sell you an apartment and just rename it and call it a condo? That's an apartment. How you own an apartment? That's an apartment. And you let them sell you an apartment and tell you you own an apartment. And I got a whole bunch of friends stuck with those apartments. Nobody wants it. And like they did in the communities, they had like the little community groups that tells you what color you can paint your house and all that. So it's not even your house because they have like a community group that tells you how to live in your house. Well, they got those in these condos where they tell you what to do in there. They tell you what to do. You got like no freedoms in the country, like none. And if you go get a job, if you don't work overtime, you ain't gonna make ends meet. They use social media for the ones that are successful to make you think you can be successful. So they'll get on social media, show themselves on nice vacations, show themselves on shopping sprees to make you think that that's possible, which is really not. They'll show you these entertainers and rappers lease these Bentleys and stuff. You think it's theirs, and it's not. They broke and they're just leasing it. It's not their car. So that have you dreaming that it's possible to get something that the person you're looking at don't even have it. And you watch these people, and 4 years later they broke, and you never put two and two together. You're like, wait a minute, how are they broke now? How did they have all this stuff and where they broke? They couldn't sell the stuff and have the money. They didn't own any of that. They don't even stay married. Like they got these TV shows where these so-called rich people they get married and it's the housewife show or this type of show. It's all fake. And no, they never stay married. Janet Jackson couldn't even stay married. You know what I'm saying? She bouncing around like a ball. It's crazy. And so they got this guy in there. You got to do him 3 more years. He's sick. He's not going to even, he'll barely make it another 5 or 7 months. You're going to have like maybe J.D. Vance is going to be president. You don't even know who he is. You don't know nothing about this guy. This guy is going to be president. You got all these weirdo people in the shadows in the background making all these decisions, talking about project this and project that, and all type of weird plans. You got the Gestapo on the street. They call them ICE, but it's basically the Gestapo that can just grab anybody off the streets. Right now, they could just grab you off the streets. You can't do nothing about it, pretending that it was immigrants. But they can grab anybody, children. They out there tackling children, whatever, women, whoever. Like masked men on the street grabbing people, like Nazi Germany, like for real, for real. Crazy. And it, because there's a bunch of fans support Trump, the fans are just fans until he do them dirty. Like the farmers were fans, and then they lost all their business, and now they're not fans no more. Now he's not their favorite rock star no more. But if they would have dealt with him like a politician, he wouldn't have never been in office in the first place. They're gonna lose everything that they got. They're losing their farms, and JD Vance got companies buying up all your stuff. When you look up, all that cheerleading is going to turn back to hurt, going to destroy you. Because you're fans of them. They're not fans of you. You know, it's the problem with being a fan. You're a fan of Trump. He's not a fan of you. It's a one-way love affair. He don't care nothing about you all. Nothing. So now Clarence Thomas and everybody's turning on him. Duh. He wasn't ever nothing in the first place but some two-time loser that is put in there through other countries because his wife can, man, don't even get me started. I personally believe his wife manipulated all of that. Everybody act like they don't see his wife and don't see who's really the boss. If you look at him and you look at his wife, you see who's ruthless and who's really dangerous and who's really the boss. You have to ask yourself, who does she work for? You got ICE grabbing everybody. The first lady ain't no legal citizen. Imagine that. She's not a legitimate legal American citizen. They don't even know who she is. That's another video for another day. And now that they're done with them, they are totally They're ready to get rid of them. They used them for what they wanted to use them for, and now they're disgracing them. The same power that be that put them in there are the same people disgracing them. It's just y'all Americans can't see well. I'm telling you right now what's going on with that Malta. The people that put him in there are done with him. They don't need him anymore. It's time for him to go. He was a puppet. It's the same people that put him in there that's getting rid of him. It's time for him to go. They're done with him. They got what they want. Who you think doing that? Who you think getting rid of him? The same people put him in there. They used him. They used them to get their position, to get their claws in the American government and American business, and now it's time for him to go. His health is failing, so it's going to be easy. He's done. He never ran nothing. He was a puppet. He doesn't run anything. He was a plant. They're not going to let him resign. He's done. If you know what done means. No resign. He knows too much. He's got to go. He's got to go. It's no coincidence that doctors are saying he's got 5 to 7 months and they're disgracing him. They want to make sure that he leaves disgraced. They don't want him to leave with no dignity. If they disgrace him, then they can replace him with another superstar. So they're done with him. They're going to disgrace him and throw him to the wolves. He's going to leave the disgraced president. And then you're going to have a new Jesus Christ Savior. They couldn't leave Charlie Kirk out here until they had to get rid of Charlie first. Charlie had to go. Charlie talked too much. So they wasn't going to leave him out here. He had to go. He was too young. Charlie was too young, and they know when you're young and you start out over here and you saying this, they know you're going to mature and start seeing more, and you're going to start out saying this and end up saying that. So as Charlie was beginning to change a little bit, they said, "Oh no, we got he's waking up." Because everything Charlie was saying, he wasn't going to be saying in another 4 years. He was going to be saying something totally different. They said no, because just like Trump, Charlie didn't run nothing. His wife run everything, just like Trump's wife. See, these powers that be, they pimps, and they have women put you in power. Then they can push the button. Y'all don't see all these women? Who owns those women? Who do those women really work for? They're not just women. They're not just powerful women. Those they're owned. Trump was never nobody. His wife was always the boss. I've been telling y'all that. All you gotta do is look at it. You can see who run things. All them documents, that's her bathroom that had all them top secret documents in there. Who told him to get that stuff? And where did that stuff go? And who is she? And whose son is that? Y'all think that's his son for real? That big old tall dude? Y'all really believe that's Trump's son? Anyway, save your money, get your natural, your stuff together for these natural disasters because the world is out of tune with nature. And what you got is you got a battle between the system and nature, and you're going to be in between wars and nature. So you're going to have wars and police states on this side, and then Mother Nature on this side, and you're going to be in the middle because it's a battle between good and evil, and good is going to use nature because the only way to destroy this Babylon system is with nature because the people have sold out. The men have sold out. One way you control livestock is by feeding them things that keep them. And so they feed you, they have fed you food to make sure you sleep. That's why they feed you beef and pork. That's why they feed you lower level animals. That's why you eating steaks and burgers and stuff to keep you slow, keep you sick. You are what you eat, so you're like a stupid cow. you know, you basically you look like a cow. Sometimes you try to work out and get muscles so you can look like a bull, but you're just a male cow, but you're still cowish. And so they feed you what's necessary to keep you slow. They know plants raise heighten your intellect, sharpen your mind, put you in tune with a higher source. So they feed you animals. You'll be addicted to the animals, and then the food that goes with the animals is all full of artificial flavors, artificial color, preservatives. So they control you like a robot. They got you. You can't really think. You all swole up and full of the S word and stuff. That's why I got to say stuff like 10 times for you to comprehend. And all that's done by design. You're basically like cattle and chickens. And their plan is to be rich and to just have you like farm animals. I mean, all you got to do is look. The whole economy is crashing right in front of your face. It's crashing. Who would cut off food stamps for a food holiday? The biggest food holiday in America is Thanksgiving. They actually cut off food stamps for the food holiday. Played everybody like a sucker. Cut off the food stamps and made you think they was cutting off the people when the food stamps goes to the stores. The food stamps don't even go to the people. You give the people the food stamps. If somebody got $400 worth of food stamps, they take it to the store. They only get $150 worth of food for the 400 food stamps. It's the store that gets the money. So they have the American citizens thinking that they was giving the people free money when really that money go to the stores. Now ask yourself, why did they cut off the stores' money? How much money have the stores lost so far this month? Because all the people's going to do is take the food stamps to the stores. The stores, that was the stores' money. That was never the people's money. They had you thinking it was the people's money. So if it's the store's money, ask yourself, why did they cut off the stores? You think they don't know they're cutting off the stores? They know they're not cutting off your money. They know food stamps is not for you. They know food stamps is for the store. Think about it. Food stamps is not for the people. Food stamps is for the stores. The stores get rich with food stamps. The people don't get rich. The people don't even get the amount of food they're supposed to get for those food stamps. The food stamps is a higher number than the actual food. If you spend $400 worth of food stamps, you ain't getting them but $150 worth of food. The store's the one getting the $400. They're getting all the money. You're getting the product. They had you thinking they was cutting the people off. The people don't get food stamps. The store gets the food stamps. So imagine the holiday season, how much money the store has lost. How many stores are going to close? Stores are going to close. They was already behind. They didn't cut the people off. That's not the people's money. That's the store's money. The people just gonna get food. The store's the one get the stamps. The store's the one get the money. Food stamps was to help the stores, not the people. They cut the stores off. All that money. Why? Why'd they cut the stores off? Why they cut the stores off? If they cut the stores off for food stamps and they cut the store off with tariffs, because the tariffs cut the stores off. The stores get the goods. Ask yourself, why would a country cut the stores off from products and money? Ask yourself, the tariffs didn't cut you off, it cut the stores off. The stores get the goods. How does that benefit all those billionaires that's standing behind Trump? What's the real plan? All that stuff cut off the stores. The tariffs cut off the stores, cutting off the food stamps cut off the stores. If they give me $500 worth of food stamps, I'm not getting $500. I'm going to take it to the store and I'm going to get like $175, $250 worth of food. The only one's going to get the full 500 is the stores because they're overcharging me for the food. I do not end up with anything but some milk and bread and cheese. All that money goes right to the stores. They had you thinking that they was cutting the people off. They know they wasn't cutting the people off. You think they didn't know who they was really cutting off? So you telling me the government don't know that the store is losing money? You telling me the government don't know if they cut off the food stamps, the stores losing money, the people can't get food, and the people going to steal even more from the stores, so the stores don't get the food stamp, and they got to deal with shoplifting and looting? You think they don't know that? The stores get hurt twice. They don't get the food stamps, and they get looted and shoplifted and robbed. Who loses? The stores. He either did the tariffs or he been gone. If Trump didn't do what they told him to do, his health would have failed earlier than it's gonna fail. They saying 5 to 7 months now. They through with him. All of a sudden he got dark spots on his hand. They done with him. You seen the speech where he talking about dying? When you die, y'all didn't see him. Just everybody like, why is he talking about dying? You know why? He know what time it is. They done with him. Mission accomplished. They done with him. He served his purpose. Mm. Now all of a sudden they bringing up all the Epstein stuff that they been knew. Why you think they doing all that? It's time to ruin him now. Time to ruin him and get him out of there. They want to totally disgrace him. He's totally disgraced now. He's done. He's totally embarrassed, totally disgraced. They call him something that is appalling to many people. And once they accuse you of messing with children, your reputation is done. He's done. They totally ruined him. What do you think he's thinking with this swirling around, all this Epstein stuff? He know they totally ruined him. I've been told y'all about his wife and all that stuff. What's all this talk about the Russians got all of the real photos and videos? I told y'all. I think I told y'all too much because they demonetized me for a whole year and wouldn't tell me why. He's finished. They're done with him. They never liked him. They just used him. He knows. It's like they used him. They used him. They never liked him. They set him up. They set him up. They're doing him real dirty. Look how they doing him. Ask yourself why they doing him like that. Why is the power to be doing they doing him bad? They got pictures of him holding Clinton, got his hand on Clinton, and it's like somebody pushed the switch. Okay, now the same people that put him in there, real, the same people that pushed him is doing this. That's how cold the game is. Totally disgracing them because they never liked him. He was always just a puppet. They never liked him. They never liked him. Never. None of those men that be standing behind him like him. Nobody likes him. They used him. You're seeing a situation where they put him in and made you hate him, but they hate him. It's sad, really. The tariffs, Jason, was based on the fact that they put somebody in there unqualified. They knew he was going to mess everything up. They didn't have to tell him to mess everything up. If you want to mess everything up, you just put somebody in office that don't know what they're doing. And they'll mess it up anyway. The guy is an idiot. He was never qualified to be no president. If you want the country to fail, you make the president a failed businessman that failed with about 20 companies. You don't have to pull no strings. He's going to mess up everything anyway. If you got a real smart son and you got a real dumb son that mess up everything, and you want to mess up stuff, who you going to get to do the work? You're going to get the dumb one. You don't got to tell him to mess it up. He going to mess it up anyway. This is how they work. They don't have to tell him nothing. Just put an idiot in there and he'll mess everything up on his own. Like the guy is an idiot. His daddy had money. All of the Trump men are idiots. The one with the brains is the daughter. The daughter is the business person. She's the go-getter. Him and his sons all together, they're idiots. They knew that when they put somebody in there unqualified, they don't have to do nothing. They don't have to manipulate them. They're going to crash and burn anyway. They don't have to manipulate him. They already know he didn't know what he was doing. If you got somebody don't know what they're doing, and you got somebody that know what they're doing, if you want to take over, you put the one in there don't know what he's doing. Then he can mess everything up. Then you can put the person you really want to put in there instead of the person he ran against. It's smart. They knew that man was gonna mess everything up. That's all he's ever done his whole life. Well, Donnie's always been an idiot, man. Everybody that studies history knows it. Donnie's always been a loser. He's an idiot. He's just like actor. Even with The Apprentice, they couldn't even have it at his real office. It was so dirty and nasty that they had to build an office to make him look like a businessman. Look it up. The people that did The Apprentice said when they went to his office, the shag carpet was so dirty, he was such a failure, they had to figure out how to make him look like a successful businessman. He's like, he does his head like he's an actor, like he be acting like a businessman. You know, he watched other businessmen. You understand? He never was smart. It was a situation where his daddy, that was his son, and he had to just try to work with him. Sometimes you're rich or you're a mob boss and your son's a loser and you got it's your only son, you gotta save face, you gotta help him. Your wife wants you to help him. And his father was the man that knew how to go get the dollar. Donnie always was slow. Donnie was always a punk. Donnie was always slow. His daddy gave him money, made him a socialite. You know, if that man had some sense, he wouldn't have went to all them Epstein parties and been standing around Jeffrey Epstein saying all that stupid stuff he's saying. You ain't seen the clips on stuff he said in the past. You ain't seen what he did to the microphone. What man you know gonna go pretend they doing that to a microphone in front of everybody? Nobody never took dudes serious like that. With rich people in New York, never took him serious. They pulled him out the woodwork to replace when Obama was finished after Obama's last term. Used racism and white supremacy to get him in there. He ain't even a white supremacist. Trump's not a racist. That's all fake. Trump never been a racist. Trump always liked black women and black people. He's pretending to be a racist. Trump is not a racist. His father was a racist. Donnie never was a racist. Trump is not a racist at all. He pretended to be a racist. Donald Trump was never a racist. That's why Snoop and them liked him one minute and didn't the other. Trump never was a racist. Trump always was cool with black folks. Always. Anybody tell you that? His daddy had a fit when he was dating that black woman. He embarrassed his daddy. Now they buried her. They don't show her no more. But look it up. Trump had that black girlfriend. He took her everywhere. And it was like, you can't do this, Donnie. You got to stop hanging with these black people. Trump wasn't no racist. Trump never was a racist. That's why black people used to mess with him. He just pretended he was a racist. That's why when you see him sitting next to Obama, they be chilling. Obama knew he wasn't no racist. It was an act. Donald Trump is not a racist. He's a party guy. He'll party with any damn body. He don't care like that. Donald Trump is not a racist. Never been a racist. Donald Trump always been cool. That's why black folks liked him. That's why all the rappers liked him. He was never. Donald Trump is not a racist. That's phony. He's not a racist at all. They got video. He said, "Black people, you built America. Yeah, you did it." And he said, "We all did it, but you built America. You built this country." He got. They told him, "Stop saying that stuff, bro." You know what I'm saying? Go look it up. Donald Trump said, "Black Americans built this country." You did. He said, "You built this country." They told him, "You got to stop saying that stuff," because he had to get the racist vote. You understand? The non-racist white folks voted Democrat, and the Nazi Ku Klux Klan kind voted Republican. And for him to win the Republican vote, he had to appeal to the racists, because that side is racist. Always have been. Ever since the Democrats was, the Democrats used to be racist. Then it switched. And then the Republicans became the racists. Because you got a lot of racist white Americans and you got to get their vote. And how could you get their vote? You got to be a racist. Because racism is not really racism. Racism is unfamiliarity. And so in these places that's all white, they think they racist because there ain't no blacks there. So this is how whites don't be racist no more. Because when they finally get around blacks, they go, "Oh, they cool." But when they not around blacks and they live in the middle of Idaho and Wyoming, you could tell them some stereotype and they gonna believe it because they ain't around no blacks. So racism is not really even real either. It's unfamiliarity. And so for the powers that be to keep racism alive, they got segregation because they said if we let them be around the blacks, they won't be racist no more. And we can't push this fake agenda. Racism is a fake agenda. It's not real. Racism is used to manipulate white people and misuse white people and have you poor, but at least you ain't black. The racism is against whites to keep whites poor, and so that they won't look at the rich whites and say, "Why you doing better than me?" They say, "Well, you're doing better than the blacks." So that's how they keep whites down by saying, you better than the blacks. You better than the blacks. So that they won't look at the whites that's manipulating them. So they have them look at the blacks so the other whites can manipulate you. That's how they use racism. So if I'm the white guy and I'm the slave owner and I'm in the house drinking Kool-Aid with a fan, and you the poor white man that got to be out on the horse watching the slaves in the sun sweating, I'm going to tell you, we better than them, boy. We better than them. Now you get out there and you watch them N-words. And then you'll go out there and watch me. You'll go out there in the sun with me. He'll give you just a little higher position, but you're not doing as good as him. But you will never pay no attention that he using you because he got you hating me. So they've always used racism to keep poor whites down. So you a police officer riding around racist, but you poor as hell. You ain't elite. You're a broke ass police officer riding around hating me. You're a broke ass guard. How do you get a guard to stay in prison? You lock me up and then you hire him to be in prison with me. I'm on one side of the bars, he on the other side of the bars. He got to come to prison every day to watch me. The elites ain't got to come to the prison. The poor white man got to work in the prison every day. I used to tell the guards, hey, they drugged me in here with handcuffs. You get up every day and come to prison on your own. Imagine you get up every day and get dressed and go to prison to watch me. You a prisoner too. You looking at me through the bars and I'm looking at you through the bars. You locked up. You come on your own and you ain't making no money. But the industrial prison complex is getting filthy rich and you barely making it. Look right now where the prison complex is telling the state, you got to lock more people up. We ain't making enough money. The prison complex is threatening the prisons, telling the prisons they ain't locking enough people up. They ain't making enough money. Threatening the poor people that work at the prison to go lock up the black poor people and the Hispanic poor people so they can get richer. It's not so you could get richer. You locking up people so they could get richer. You're going to still be lower middle class. Here's poor and here's you right here. Talking about you ain't poor. You sitting right on top of poor. You might as well be. That's why they go build those prisons out where poor white people is at. And give you a job, you think you're doing something. You ain't doing nothing. You work in prison. You go to prison every day. A brother beat and did 5 years and went home, and you still going to prison till retirement. Think about every day you work in a prison and you watch your inmates come and go home, and you still work at the prison. Who's really locked up? You. You don't even get to beat your to do your time and go home. Your time is till 65. You might be working for 20 to 65. That's 45 years sentence in prison. That's what's going on with that. So you're looking at a big mess. Now they can totally disgrace that man for the rest of his life. They've totally disgraced him. I mean, all of a sudden it's all over. Just like that. You know, that's the powers that be. Like you go on Instagram now, and when I scroll, it's just Trump, 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 children, Trump with children, all the way. I said, dang, it's like they turned on the switch. Okay, disgrace them now. You don't see no more support for them nowhere because they know ain't nobody gonna support you when they accuse you of messing with children. So now his support got to be quiet. It's deep, boy. They ruining that man in front of everybody. Use him and spit him out. I'm the only one see it's sad. It's sad the way they did him dirty, man. They did Trump bogus. I ain't gonna lie. Man, they did him super dirty. They been had that stuff, what they waiting on. All of a sudden, everybody's stepping away from all Republicans like, now we changed our man. Clarence Thomas, everybody, our children, oh no. You seeing it live. Look at his face. He's so embarrassed. He's trying to hold up, but look at every time they put a mic in front of his face, look at him. He's totally embarrassed. Totally. Totally. Same way they doing dude over in England. See how they doing the dude in England the same way. They been knew this. They turned the switch on. Get rid of them. Call them the worst thing you could be called. All men with daughters and stuff, nieces, they through with them. All this fan base gone. All them white men with daughters, that's all them MAGA, they through with them. They through with them. They cannot come and say they support him no more. They can't say that. Like they knew exactly what to do to get rid of him. They knew that the whole time they used him. They doing him dirty. Nobody gonna tell you this. They gonna make you think, oh, it's finally coming out. No, ain't no finally coming out. This is intentional. Somebody pushed the button. They been had that. They been planned this. They been planned it. Here, this is second term. They could have did that the first term, but the agenda wasn't ready yet. Everybody he appointed is his whole team is ruined. You're ruined. If you was appointed by Trump, you're ruined. Facts. All the men around him look suspect. All the women around him, they saying they might have been children. They might have been, you know what I'm saying? Look at what they saying about the women. They said she was probably a young girl around Epstein. You know what I'm saying? If you're a woman around them, they thinking you're an Epstein child. Every woman worked for him. They saying he probably been with them when they was young. The whole squad is embarrassed. All them women, their careers is over. All the men he with, their careers is over. They all suspect. You got any pictures with him in the past, you're done. It's deep, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel sorry for him. Because they knew all that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't respect nobody mess with children, but it's the way they did it. He been like that. Why now? Why? What's up with the public humiliation ritual? Why y'all ain't telling everybody? He ain't the only one. And guess what's gonna happen to him before he tell on everybody else? When he get mad enough, where he think he gonna expose everybody else, what gonna happen to him? They talking about his health is failing. They got one doctor keeps saying he's got 5 to 7 months. He got this dude just popped up from nowhere on my Instagram feed. A doctor that keeps saying Trump got 4 months, 5 months from nowhere. Like, this is suspicious. Watch. I bet you if I go to my Instagram, I bet you he on there. Watch. I'm gonna show you, dude. As soon as I scroll, he gonna come up. Watch. They got this doctor just came from nowhere on my Instagram every day. Never seen them. I never followed them. And all of a sudden, this dude is in my feed every day, all day, talking about Trump ain't gonna live that long. I'm like, what? Watch. All of a sudden, all kind of weird pictures, right? All of a sudden, pictures that been out. Hold on, let me show you this doctor though. It's this doctor. And every day he keeps saying Trump ain't gonna be here. And I'm like, where's this dude come from? Hold on. Every day. He come up on my timeline every day when I'm scrolling. Talking about Trump ain't gonna be here. I kid you not. I said this is suspicious. He's got he's got 5 to 7 months. He's got 4 to 7 months. Every day he's saying it. Same thing. I'm like, who is this dude? Hold on, watch. It's 10 o'clock at night. He ain't there. They make him come up in the morning. He pop up in the morning. When everybody first go on, he pop up. It's like it's set up. That's why I got to scroll so long to find him, because he come early every day. I'm not following this dude. So who's suggesting him? Watch, I'm gonna show him to you. He gonna pop up. If I keep scrolling, it's definitely gonna show him. And you can go watch him, and you tell me if it don't look suspicious that he keeps saying this man finna pass away. It's a white doctor. He keeps showing everything. He keeps showing Trump got a defibrillator. Trump got things on his feet because he got foot. Trump just had a stroke. He's showing every health thing that's wrong with Trump. And he keeps saying he'll give him 4 months. I give him 4 months. I said, what? Sound like a plan more than, man. Hold on. He gonna come up. Watch. I'm gonna give you his name, and you go to your Instagram and watch. He keeps saying Trump finna pass away every day, every video. I'm like, why is he saying that like that? I'll give him 4 months. I'll give him 5 months. I kid you not, it's weird. From nowhere. From nowhere. This dude started popping up. The first day I was like, okay. Then the second day he popped up. Then the third day he popped up. And the fourth day, he keep popping up in my timeline every morning. He don't be there at night. Look, I can't find him now. But in the morning, he gonna pop right up. But if I scroll up long enough, I'm gonna see him. Watch. I'm gonna show you who it is. I'm gonna take my time. I'm definitely gonna show y'all. It's suspicious. I'm like, why this guy keep giving Trump a timeline? Watch this. I'm gonna show you his page. I'm gonna give you his name. You go look and you tell me if it's not suspicious. He keeps saying, I give him 4 months to live. I'll give him 5 months to live. Every day. It's the weirdest thing. I said, who put this dude out here? Every day. Every day, that man. When you go, you're gonna see him say it. You're gonna hit on them videos, he gonna be saying it all the time. He's watching him. Wait. He's watching them so close. If it was morning, he would have showed up already. That's how I know it's planned. Cause look how many times I scrolled and don't see him yet. That's how I know it's planned. Cause how's this dude showing up every morning on my timeline trying to say this man ain't gonna live that long. It's spooky, man. And he's watching his whole medical. He's showing pictures of everything. He's telling all the medicine he think he on and everything he think was wrong with him in detail every day. Look how long I'm scrolling before I see him. But when I get up tomorrow, he gonna be right at the top of my. Well, I tell you, man, this social media is deep. It's real deep. Hold on. It's not a message. It's a post. It's a post, not a message. It's a post. Your timeline on Instagram, you get posts, and it's a post that come up every day with all the other posts, but it's somebody I'm not following. So it's not a message. It's a post. Because now it used to be you only seen who you was following. Well, now Instagram's showing you people that you ain't following. And out of nowhere, this doctor, this medical expert just start popping up on my timeline from nowhere. I never followed dude or nothing. I'm determined to find them so y'all can go look for yourself. I'm going to take my time. It's the doctor dude. You know what I'm talking about, that doctor? It's a doctor. It's a white dude. And he pop up and it's spooky. It's like, who put him out there to say that? It's like he preparing you, letting you know Trump gonna be gone. And the way he's saying it, it just don't sound right that he could just say that like that. I'll give him 4 months. I'll give him 5 months. I'm like, why he keep saying that like that? Instagram letting him say that like that? Hold on, I'm gonna show you, dude. It's spooky though. Watch, he gonna pop up. It's amazing that I see him every day, but now I'm looking for him. I gotta go so far down. This is crazy. Because he a doctor, it's so spooky though. Every day, he's showing this dude's medical conditions. And it's, I don't know, man. It ain't the fact he's saying it, it's the fact that he just popped up from nowhere every day. Every day. It's crazy because now I don't see him. This social media is suspicious. Like, I don't know who decides what we see, but it's definitely suspicious. Because this guy just came from nowhere. Look how far I scroll and don't see him, but he on here every day. This is crazy. I'm gonna show you, dude. He gonna pop up though, cause he posting so much. I never followed him, and I'm just like, why this dude keep popping up saying this? It's creepy. He's like, look at his hand, look at his feet, look. This why he got these marks on his hand. He's been shot up with this and that and that. I give him 5 months. I give him 4 months. I said, what? He keeps saying, dude ain't gonna be here. Now all of a sudden, all this information is coming out at the same time. That's what's suspicious. All of this information is coming out about Epstein at the same time. All of a sudden, this dude saying you ain't gonna be here. Come on, man. Something. Come on. All of a sudden, this guy saying you're not gonna be here, and all of a sudden, at the same time, they're releasing all this information. It's suspicious. I'm scrolling now, and it's just Trump and Epstein. There you go. There you go, right here. Epistemic crisis. Him. There you go. Every day. Every day. Look, physical examination. Look. Every day. Epistemic crisis. Every day. Every day. I don't know. To me, I don't know. He been over here. Look, ex-church cult member committed to intellectual honesty. That's what he called himself. Ex-church cult member. Man, every day. He talk about what's wrong with dude. It's creepy. Hey, nah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe he's just a weirdo. He could be a weirdo, but for him to pop up is my point. My point ain't what he's saying. My point is who greenlighting him to start popping up on my timeline right at the same time while they're exposing dude is my point. He ain't been on my timeline all this time. So it's not the fact what he's saying, it's the fact where the hell he come from on my timeline every day. I'm not following dude. Somebody's green lighting that. Somebody's green lighting that to make him popular. I'm not following them. That's what's suspicious. I am not following him. I haven't seen him ever until over the last 10 days or so, 15 days. at the same time, all the Epstein stuff is coming out. That's just suspicious. It's suspicious. Like the timing is what I'm talking about. All the Epstein stuff out, and dude saying he got 5 months, 4 months. That's suspicious. Why I ain't been seeing them? Why I'm seeing them at the same time all this exposure is happening. So all of a sudden, it's all this exposure. All of a sudden, the same Donald Trump. Everybody been talking about this. Now, all of a sudden, there's a billion posts on Instagram about Trump being a creep, and all of a sudden, the dude saying he got 4 months. That's what's suspicious. The two things at the same time. To me, it's suspicious. To me. Oh, let me get my camera to focus. To me, it's suspicious. To me, like the timing. Like I seen dude, and then like 5 days later, all the Epstein stuff started coming out. I didn't pay no attention because I seen dude once or twice. But then every day, they exposing dude, and every day this dude is popping up, and I'm not following him. Trump got 5 months, Trump got 4 months. Come on, man. It's like they telling you, we're finna expose him, and he finna be out of here. That's what it looked like to me. That's what it looked like to me. It's weird. I ain't gonna lie. Both of them just like together. It's like they telling you. They already getting you ready. Like they got how many people is this dude timeline is this dude popping up on? Telling you he finna be out of here. And now you're exposing him. So okay, let me get this straight. You're exposing him and he finna be out of here to get like that just so happened to be happening right now. Because all this Epstein stuff just started happening. And all of a sudden, that's excessive. Y'all don't think that's excessive? Most of us, we've been knew that. But now, all of a sudden, now it's Trump, Epstein, Trump. And I'm like, wait a minute. The algorithm is pushing it. That's why I'm saying it's suspicious. Even the timing to swear the lady in to release it, all of that is very suspicious to me. To me, it's funny. It's funny acting. It's funny acting. Like, why now? It's people we've been talking about Trump and Epstein for years now. Why now? Okay, cool. It happened now. And now all of a sudden this dude talking about he got 5 months. Why that now? Like, why is all of this now? Why couldn't it be the dude talking about he got 5 months? Why it couldn't have been the Epstein stuff then do? Why is that all being happening at the same time on my timeline? Because my timeline is Trump and Epstein, Trump got 5 months, all at the same time. I don't believe that's no coincidence. Because when dude said it, you ever go by how you feel? When the first time I seen him say it, it didn't sound right. You know, it didn't sound right. You know what I'm saying, G-Rod? The first time I heard the man say, I'll give him 5 to 7 months. It was just something about it. All right, cool. Then the next day, then the next day. Then he starts saying 5 months. Then the other day said 4 months. And I'm like, who is this dude and why is he showing up? And now all of a sudden, all this information is coming out. Like all of a sudden now, it's a whole bunch of Epstein information. Man, it's like they telling us. It's like they dude finna be out of here. That's too. I don't believe in that much. I don't believe in that much coincidence. And then even Trump saying he finna be out of here. It's weird. Why ain't been seen dude? Dude got 1 billion videos. Know what I'm saying? That means they green lighted that for me to see him. Why am I? That means a lot of people is just seeing. If I'm just seeing them, I'm assuming a lot of people is just seeing them. This doctor. So now my question is why? Why is a lot of us just seeing this guy saying Trump got 4 to 5 months to live? Why now? Who decided to push this guy's Instagram account? Somebody put that man in the algorithm. I am not following that man. I never seen that man before a day in my life until the last couple of weeks. Never seen him. And then the last couple of weeks, I see him every day. I am not exaggerating. Every day when been going on here at least 4 to 5 days a week, that man been coming with another diagnosis. And he keeps saying, I'll give him 4 months. I'll give him 5 months. It was kind of creeping me out. But now that the Epstein stuff is turning up, it's really creeping me out. It's too. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, okay. They finna get rid of dude. They finna get rid of dude. It's like disgrace him and get rid of him. It's what it look. I could be wrong, but that's what it feel like. You gotta think. On one hand, I'm seeing them disgracing them, and on the other hand, I'm seeing the dude saying he got 4 months. What am I supposed to take? All of a sudden, you're disgracing him, and all of a sudden, the dude saying he got 4 months. Come on, man. And this man is watching them. This man got film footage. This man is showing all the medical mechanisms under his clothes. Okay, cool. He might have been doing that. My question is, why am I seeing it now? Who green lighted it now? Somebody green lighted that for that to come up in my algorithm. I am not following this guy. Somebody is deciding what we see and what we don't see. Who decided that I should see this dude right now? Bondi, and they got all kind of pictures of him knowing her. They saying he knew her when she was a kid. All I'm saying is it's suspicious. It's suspicious for them to be releasing all of this Epstein stuff right now. Why now? The files ain't even been released yet. So all this stuff been available. So why now? Why? Why all these interviews now and all this information right now in the algorithm right now? Most of us been knew these stories before he won the first time. So okay, it's back out again. All right, that okay. Maybe the Democrats is trying to fight back and they release this. Cool. I could go with that. I could go with that. The Democrats are trying to fight back. They pushing the Epstein stuff. But all of a sudden, this dude, somebody got 4 months. Where'd that come from? You got some dude out there getting America's mind ready. That dude finna be out of here. That's in the algorithm. Somebody saying Trump finna be out of here. That ain't suspicious. That show up every day of my time. I'm not following this dude. I don't know this dude from a can of paint. Who put him in my algorithm? And if he's in mine, they didn't just put him in mine. I ain't stupid. He ain't just popped up in mine. He done popped up. That's my point. I'm assuming he popping up in a lot of people's. Why? Why is this doctor popping up now? Why? 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 Why is he popping up? Why is he popping up now? That means he's popping up in a lot of people. So a lot of people is hearing that Trump got 4 or 5 months. And all of a sudden, all the Epstein stuff is coming out. And it's Epstein. I ain't never seen pictures of him grabbing Clinton or none of that. Y'all seen the picture before with him holding Clinton there? I ain't seen none of that. Who's greenlighting all this stuff? Somebody's greenlighting this. And Trump is scared. He know it. He talk about dying in like 3 videos. He know. Y'all don't see Trump face? Trump is scared. Y'all don't see Trump's latest videos. Y'all don't see the man is terrible. The man is scared. He trying to play it off. The man is terrified. Maybe y'all don't see Trump is scared. He talking about, I know I ain't going to heaven. And he talking about when I die. I said, what the hell he saying that for? So you got to think how I'm looking at it. This dude talking about you going to die. You talking about when you die, you ain't going to heaven. I'm like, wait a minute, man. Even Trump know. I think even Trump know they pushed the button on him. I think he know they green lighted him. I think he know. That's what it look like. Maybe I'm tripping. I could be wrong. But that it's look crazy. And then I'm thinking about Charlie Kirk, and I'm thinking, because I got all the Charlie Kirk videos, which I don't even want to talk about them. I saved them all. I saved all the Charlie Kirk videos, which is deep. I don't even want to talk about it because I don't know what I can show and what I can't on this social media. But I know that Charlie Kirk, when he got unalived, all those clips is deep as hell. It's deep. I put them in a folder. I said, I can't show nobody this, but I need to keep this stuff. It's all of this is funny. And these women, hey, all these Trump women, they don't look like agents. Bondi and all of them, they don't look like they've been flipped. They look like they've been flipped. They don't look like they with Trump. Y'all ain't noticed they posture and everything. Maybe I'm looking at it too much. But all of those Trump women in his, they look like they've been flipped. They do not look like supporters. Just a posture, the way they talking and everything looks suspicious. They look like they know something too. They look like they flipped. To me, Charlie's wife, y'all ain't looking at these women. Remember Charlie's Angels? Like, y'all don't see these women, like, that ain't suspicious, all these women? They look like federal agents. They look like how it look when you out here and you selling illegal substances and somebody on your team get flipped. That's what they look like. Somebody that used to be with you that's a little weird now. That's what they look like. They look like when people on the team get flipped. Like they on the team, but the vibe ain't like they on the team. They all stiff. All them women look like they been flipped. Bondi look like she been flipped to me. She looked like somebody made her offer that you can't refuse. Like when you is involved with it, they can come to you and be like, okay, Pharaoh, we know you're involved with it. Now what you want to do? You want to go down or you want to flip? That's what it looked like to me. Cause they just too stiff. They don't look comfortable. Everybody around Trump looks uncomfortable all of a sudden. Vance, JD Vance, the little dude with the dark glasses on, they all don't look like they used to look 2, 3 months ago. None of them. They look different. It's like a lot of things you can't see. You can't see part. Like you got part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you might see 5, but you can't recognize until you see 1, 2, and 3. Then when you look at 4 or 5 again, it looked different. And so now with all this stuff coming out, and then you look back at all of them, they look different. They knew. They knew. All them people around him knew that they finna cash him out. They finna check him out. JD Vance looked like he been knew. Now that I look back. Like even the way he stayed out the way and let Elon, the way JD stayed out the way and let Elon run around. All of that now looking suspicious. Because we know JD hate Trump. Always have. And you just look how JD is like out of the way. He's out of the way. He don't never stand close to dude. Y'all ain't noticed JD do not be around dude at all. Like he stay away from him totally. And his energy is weird. And he trying to get rid of that wife. He trying JD trying to get rid of that wife and marry that woman who he grabbed by the back of the hair. Like y'all ain't seen all that. Like I see it. Y'all see that his new boo and all the rumors his wife ain't this and his wife ain't the right religion and y'all don't see all this funny stuff. They like really showing that JD might get a divorce and marry this woman. That's something you never seen before. Like that's what they pushing that narrative that JD finna be with that other lady. They saying they a couple and they sure look like a couple. Like the way they was holding each other. Nah. If your wife seen you hold a woman like that, when you get home, it'll be problems. It's some, it's some funny stuff going on for sure. And I think Marjorie been talking. They ain't just kicking her to the curb. She been gossiping somebody told. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene been gossiping and it then got back to the circle. It's a lot going on. I'm telling you. It's like Camelot. Anybody seen Camelot? Yeah, Asiatic Supreme. It's a lot going on. And it's like they got something on everybody and then they'll just release it on Trump and they'll keep everybody else information. That's what it's like. It's like we got all of y'all. Now we'll release dude, but if y'all play, we'll release all of y'all. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. It's like what's up? Why are they coming down on Trump now? Can't y'all tell that the powers that be done flipped on Trump? This is not the Democrats flipping on him. Y'all be honest. Do this seem like it's the Democrats? Because it don't to me. It don't seem like it's the Democrats. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong or what y'all think. Is this the Democrats? It don't seem like it. It seems like it's a higher source. It don't seem like it's the Democrats or the Republicans. It seems like it's the people run everything. I'm just not getting no Democrat vibe. It don't look like it's coming from no party. I just don't, because it's too broad. It's like somebody pushed a button on him. That's what it looked like. The way they bombarding Trump, it looked like somebody just pushed a button. It looked like they pushed a button on him. It don't look like it got nothing to do with. It don't look like it got nothing to do with no Republican Democrat. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Because I believe if it was just a Democrat, it would have stayed quiet like it been quiet. Because all these people talking ain't no Democrats, and all this new evidence, and all these new pictures, the Democrats ain't got no new pictures. I ain't never seen that picture with him touching Jimmy Carter right there. Anybody ever seen that picture before? Where that came from? It's like somebody said release the info. I never seen that picture. I never seen that picture with him touching Carter like that. I have never seen. I've been on the internet for years. I never seen that picture. Anybody ever seen that picture? I never seen it before. I never seen that picture. Who pushed the green light? Who green lighted him to release that stuff? Yeah, Jupiter. Jupiter. Yes, he did something. Or there's been a plan and it's time to get rid of him. But definitely they green lighted him. It's clear as day. Listen, I'm gonna keep it real. Trump is like Teflon. They have never, you cannot shake Donald Trump. Donald Trump, the kind of dude, you could say whatever. I got to give him credit where credit's due. Dude can shake anything. This the first time I see him. He cannot shake it. This the first time I seen Trump take a L. He's taking a L. I've never seen that before. And usually he got help. He got no help. Usually when Trump get in trouble, he got help. Man, he got no help. And it's like they knew that if they accused him of what they accused him from, they knew nobody could help. Because that's the one thing where everybody gonna back up if you messing with children. It's like somebody knew that. Like once we drop all this stuff and mess with children, nobody will help. Because you know, with politics, we usually could tell if it's Democratic versus Republican. You usually could tell. And this do not look like Democrat versus Republican. This look like the powers that be getting rid of Trump. Am I lying? I want some opinions in here. Does this look like the Democrats attacking him, or does this look like the elites attacking him? Because for some reason, it don't look like the Democrats. For some reason, it just don't. It looked like the Democrats can't believe it. It looked like the Democrats like, what? You know, I ain't gonna lie. I don't believe the Democrats seen that picture with him and Clinton. I don't believe they seen it. Now they saying Clarence Thomas is backing up. The Supreme Court is backing up off a dude. It's deep, boy. It's deep. Hey, Michael Lee, it's deep, ain't it? It's deep. I ain't never seen nothing like this. Goshen. It's the ones with the real power, ain't it? I swear that's what it looked like. It looked like the least controller algorithm. Yeah, Asiatic, it do not look like it's party based. All of a sudden they talk about what the evidence Putin got. They ain't been saying that either. They like Putin got all the pictures. All of a sudden they like Putin got all the pictures. I'm like, why Putin ain't coming up? And they say Putin's sick and dying too. Y'all seen that? Where they show Putin hand and it's like, okay, first you show Trump hand messed up. Now you showing Putin hand messed up. Is y'all whacking these dudes? Y'all seen Putin hand messed up? And this the same play they used on Trump. Trump hand. Then I was like, Putin hand. And I was like, they finna get rid of both of them. It looked like they finna get rid of Putin too. It looked like Putin is out of here. There's something going on, man. This is something big. It's something going on. Y'all support the channel. You know what I'm saying? Cash App, Super Chat, and all that. I said Putin hand too. Like, I don't believe in all these coincidences. There's too many coincidences. It's too many coincidences. It ain't that many coincidences in the world. I mean, this was just the other day. They like, look at Putin hand messed up too. He finna be out of here too. I'm like, what? The same play, his hand. The same play. The same play, his hand. The same play. I'm like, what's going on? Because, you know, I've been watching politics for years, and you can tell when it's the one political party against the other political party. You can tell. And this don't look like none of that. This looked like something else, like somebody pushed a button. Okay, enough. It's like somebody pushed a button. It's like, okay, we finished with them. That's what it looked like. And what give it away is Trump looked like he know too. That's what's tripped out. Like Trump, you seen the one where he on the airplane and he's standing kind of looking from behind the door? That's creepy. He don't look scary talking from behind that door. Like he behind the door talking, and it looked creepy as hell. I'm like, he's scared as hell. Dude looked over the last 5 days, Donald Trump looks terrified. He don't look like he know what he want to say or nothing. I ain't never seen him like that. He looked shook. He talk about, I don't think I'm going there. I'm definitely not going to heaven. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm definitely not going to heaven. You know what I'm saying? It's messed up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm the type of dude, you know, I don't be wanting to see nobody go out like that. You know what I'm saying? I be keeping it gangster. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't be cheering for nobody demise, even if they, you know, no matter what, I don't put that kind of energy out there. You know what I'm saying? So even though I don't feel like he nobody on my side, I don't like the way they doing dude. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even mess with Trump. But I don't like the way they doing them. It's like a bunch of snakes turning on a snake. It's like, dang, y'all still turn. You ever? It's just like you in the streets and you beefing with dude, and you don't like dude, and you beefing with him, and then his guys turn on him. It still blow your mind that his guys turned on. You still don't like that. You still don't like the fact, even though you and him ain't getting along, You still don't like the fact that his own people turned on him. It still do something to you like, damn, why y'all do like that? So it's kind of just crazy because to me it looked like his own people turning on him. It's one thing when his opposition going at him. I could deal with that. But it looked like the people that put him there and the people he trusted is snaking him. That's what it looked like. I don't like that. I don't like that. I feel like they played Trump. I feel like they made Trump play the bad guy, and now they turning on him. When he really wasn't no bad guy, he was doing it for them. Because I never believed Trump was none of that stuff he was saying. Trump was never that. To me, Trump never was what he was saying. It was always fake. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't never none of that. He was doing all that for them. He was doing that for the team because he never was none of that. You could see it was phony. They was trying to be something for the team. They wanted him to be on the red side. They wanted to pretend he was a racist and all this shit. Because I believe he creepy. I believe he do weird stuff, but I don't really believe he really like that. I believe Epstein tried to snake Trump and tried to take something from Trump, and Trump just did him dirty. Because the story go that Trump took Epstein and showed him a building that he wanted to get. And Epstein tried to go behind Trump back and get the damn building. And Trump had to make some moves to stop Epstein from snaking him. And that and that Epstein was coming and taking Trump's chicks that Trump had dealing with him, and Epstein was sneaking in there taking them. Like Epstein was snaking Trump, from what I get the story. And then Epstein took all of the information he got from hanging out with Trump and gave it to Putin. So the whole time Trump partying with you, y'all with all these young girls doing all this stuff, and Epstein turn around and snake you and sell the pictures to Putin. That Epstein snaked him. It's like me and my boy, we hanging out. And I'm married and he a player. He not married, but we hanging out. We both doing crazy shit with women. But then he films me and puts it in a situation where my wife could see it, although he was there with me doing this shit. But he don't got nothing to lose because he with a bust down, but I got everything to lose because I'm with a wife. So me and him is the same type of low life, but he could be a low life because his wife is a low life, but my wife is decent. So we take the information that me and him was both out here wilding, and then he gonna show it to my wife. It's that kind of snake stuff. Epstein was a super scumbag. And now they saying that Trump probably knocked off Epstein. That's what they saying. This is better than the sober. They saying Trump had them hang Epstein, allegedly. That's what they saying. They saying Epstein tried to play Trump bogus and Trump went and had him locked up and they had him hung. This is the word on the internet streets. Is what they saying. That all of a sudden they releasing that. So I'm like, well, why they telling that now? Why they telling that now? I feel bad for them. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him. I always believed that Trump was going to help black Americans. I always believed him throwing out all these people was beneficial to us. I always believed he wasn't going to never do nothing to us. He just wasn't going to tell white supremacists. I don't believe Trump was going to do nothing. I believe Trump like us. All of this stuff he doing with ICE don't bother us. They not in Chicago touching us. They touching illegal immigrants from South and Central America that don't like us. Them people is not bothering foundational black Americans at all. That's a fact. They not in the hood bothering us. They not bothering us. Everything they doing was going to benefit foundational black Americans, kicking them people the hell out of here. Was going to open up more opportunity for us. Them people taking our opportunity. Facts. I never thought he was against black people. I think he didn't let the racists know because he needed their vote. But I never thought Trump was against black people. I think I think Trump had some racial issues younger, and I think he got over it. I think he got out of the system. I know a lot of whites that was racist at one time that found out that wasn't the way to go and change. And I believe his daddy and them told him certain things, but as he grew as a man, I believe he just said, nah, this ain't it. I don't believe he was a racist. I believe sometimes a lot of whites have to pretend they don't like us because they're around a bunch of whites that don't like us. So they have to pretend. I believe he had to pretend because he's in the Republican Party that's full of racists. But I don't believe Donald Trump was a racist because he was a big time elite and he had that black girlfriend. He really loved that girl and he took her out in front of everybody and they did not like that. So that's why he had to go get the white lady because I believe he wanted to marry that black chick. I believe Trump wanted to marry that black chick. I don't think he wanted them kids killed. I believe he really thought they did that shit. I believe he really thought they did it. I don't think he said that because they was black. I believe he really thought they did it. So he was mad because it was like some New York shit. You did some shit in New York. I think they played it like it was racist, but he not the one. He wasn't the one that said they did it. Somebody else said they did it. It was the police that lied and said they did it. Trump believed the police. And yeah, he was mad because he's still white. And if you did this to some white people, I'm a white man, I'm going to be mad too. I'm not a racist. But if a white man do something to some black kids, yeah, I'm going to be mad. I'm still black. So as a white man, if he feels some black kids did something to a white person, yeah, he's going to be mad. Why wouldn't he? But he ain't the one said they did it. The police said they did it. But I don't believe he was no racist. This was his woman. This was his woman right here. No, this ain't his woman. Hold on. That's the wrong picture. Wait. Let me show his girlfriend. There she go. Hold on. This was this woman right here. So how is these a racist? That was Omarosa. But this was his girl, and I believe the system just didn't allow him to be with her. But this was this woman right here. In the hood, we always messed with Trump. That's why Trump was like Snoop phony. Because we always mess, Snoop and them always mess with Trump. Then Snoop flipped. We never disliked Trump in the hood. Nah, he never did retract it. You're right. But you know how that shit go. You know he got to ride with the race or he'll be out of business. For him to be a New York businessman, you know how that go, Goshen. You know how that go. He got to go along with the powers that be or they'll shut him down. So if he would have came out and tried it any way to help the blacks, he would have been out of business in New York. They would have shut him down. So he ain't really had no choice. Being a big businessman in New York, when everybody was mad at him, he had to pretend he was mad at him. I don't see how he could have. I don't see how he could have ever supported him. I don't believe he could have ever supported him. I think a lot of white people have to pretend they're racist in order to stay in business. So I don't really believe he had no choice. Think about the other choice, Goshen. He'd go out of business. If he would have flipped, he never would have been the Trump he is today. They would have finished him. He would have been. His career would have been over in New York if he wouldn't have went against them black kids. His career would have been over. That's just the reality. A lot of whites is forced to go along with racism because that's where their bread is buttered at. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't see him doing nothing else but what he did. He'd be out of business. All the big money was with white America. If you go against white America, he's out of business. But I just never believed he was a racist. He just never came off like no racist. To me, Trump just never came off like no racist. He always came off like he'll play the game because that's the way the game is played. But in his heart, he wasn't with it because he did a whole lot of stuff for blacks, man. I need to do a live on that and tell you how much Trump did for black athletes and stuff. He done gave blacks a lot of money. He helped a lot of blacks, a lot of them. He was known to give black people money, lots of money. He was known for that. Somebody look it up and Diddy flipped on him. People flipped on him. They was bogus. Diddy and them was bogus for flipping on. As a matter of fact, that's a good point. Hey, Goshen, Diddy and them did the same thing Trump had to do. Trump had to go with the whites. Diddy and them had to go with the Democrats and flip. Snoop and Diddy flipped to go along, Both sides done did that. We got blacks that messed with Trump that had to flip because it wasn't politically correct. All of a sudden they hate Trump. Because Diddy sure did that. Yeah, he gave Jesse a whole lot of money. A lot. He gave Jesse millions to run. He was one of the main people funded him. But both sides then had to flip. Diddy flipped. Diddy was messing with Trump, but then when it was the blacks wasn't with him, then Diddy flipped, Snoop flipped, then Snoop flipped back. Snoop flipped and flopped. You know what I'm saying? Snoop was man, let me tell you something. The hood, we was always messing with Trump. We always liked Trump in the hood. The word in the hood, Trump was cool. You know what I'm saying? But racial pressure is a mug, and then you got to go with your side, and then it's messed up. But I remember coming up, Trump, blacks used to like Trump. Trump was always around the black athletes and all that. Trump kind of went against his daddy. With the Central Park stuff, he was kind of still leaning on his daddy's side. But as time went, yeah, we used to mess with Trump. It was known that Trump was cool with blacks. Trump was always with black athletes and shit. Always. Trump was always at the black parties. He would always be at the black parties. He would always be at the rappers events and shit. You know, Trump kind of do what he wanted to do. I think he just had to play this race thing because the Republicans had so many races. He just had to. He just had to. I think he just had to play that. But I never thought he was a racist. He just Trump. I didn't never figure. I believe he grew out of it. A lot of whites that be racist when they finally get around blacks, they're like, "Nah, y'all cool," and then they stop being racist. They only be racist because they don't be around you. Because I went to a Lutheran school with a lot of whites that flipped because they had never been around blacks before. But once they got around us, they was like, "Y'all cool," and they flipped. They just like they wasn't racist no more. They just had never been around us, and they was just listening to what they was saying in an all white neighborhood. Because I know a lot of blacks that flip too, and you think whites ain't no good till you go to school with them, and you have a couple white friends and shit. You be like, "Oh, okay, it ain't white people. It's just some white people." You know what I mean? You be thinking white people ain't this and that until you get around them. They be cool. A lot of them be cool as hell. But they be done sold you this stereotype. You be saying white people with or black people. That's all fake. There's no such thing as a white people or black people. That's fake. People is individuals. They ain't like that. Straight up. I knew white women that would shoot you over me. They'll shoot a white person over me. Or a black person. I had white friends that'll shoot you over me too. Facts. That I would bring to the hood and I had to defend them in the hood. Tell them, "Man, leave dude alone, man. Do it with me. What's what the hell wrong with you?" You know what I'm saying? Hey, what you doing with the white boy? I'm like, what? Oh, I mean, you mean what? Well, shut up talking to me. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy. You know what I'm saying? Fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? You don't even know dude like that. I don't do race. Race is fake. They'll have you disliking somebody you don't even know. You know, it reminds me, I used to go to music college, right? So it was a white dude, and I didn't like him because his face just looked like he didn't like me. So one day we had a party, right, up at the music college. And I was back in the back DJing and hanging out, and he was in the back. And I got to talk to him. He was from like Iowa or something. And he was cool as hell, but his face still looked stank. So I was like, oh, that's just his face. I thought the way his face was looking, he was a hater. But he wasn't even no hater. He was cool as hell. That was my first lesson. I was like 19. That was my first lesson about race. That the fact was he just never been around blacks before, so he might have just been a little awkward. But he was just a regular dude. He wasn't no racist, but he just looked funny. I said, "Oh, you just look like that all the time. I thought you was stank." He just had the stank face. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was a hater, but he had a hater face. And when I realized his face was always like that, I said, "Oh, I told him, I said, man, I misjudged you. I thought you was a hater because you got a hater face." But he was cool as hell. He just was from Iowa. He ain't never been around no black people before, so he was probably just a little awkward. I took awkward for dislike and wasn't even like that. He was just a kid minding his own business. That was my first lesson that you can't judge a book by its cover. People be taught racism. They be listening to people talk that they ain't even been around other people. But I never really disliked Trump. I always thought Trump was a snake. And I didn't believe nobody could trust him. I believe would make white people think whatever. He will make them think he don't like black people. He gonna do whatever. And he'll go around racist and pretend they don't like us and then get around us and like us. I never took Trump serious. I always knew he gonna do whatever. You know what I'm saying? He is a scumbag, but I don't believe he's a right. I believe he'll do whatever. You know, I believe he'll pretend he's a racist. I believe that, but I don't believe he's no racist. But I believe he'll pretend because he's a scumbag. Don't get me wrong, he's a scumbag, but I don't believe he's a racist. But he'll pretend one, whatever he got to do to get paid. So if he get around a bunch of white dudes with a bunch of money, gonna give him some money, he'll be like, "Yeah, the blacks are no good. Yeah, they're no good." He'll do that for sure. He'll definitely throw us under the bus for the bag. But I believe Trump will give me $1 million just like that if I'm around. He'll be like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" He's one of them kind of dudes. He'll give you $1 million. I believe that. I believe Trump would have given me money. Would give me money if I met him, and I asked him for it. Especially if it makes sense. Because he might say, why should I do that? But if it makes sense, I believe he'll give it to me. He just seemed to be that kind of dude. I think he played a white card because white people wanted him to be white. He had to be white to be a Republican. I think a lot of that hate was anti-Obama hate. I think a lot of white Americans didn't like the fact that a black man was president because they always fear they gonna lose some kind of make believe power. They always fear the blacks are gonna take over, and it's like, bro, ain't nobody finna take over. Stop. I think whites got a fear that 13% of blacks could take over, which is the most stupidest shit ever. How 13% of the population of blacks gonna take over? It ain't even enough blacks to take over. It sounds crazy, right? But y'all scared of nothing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't enough black people to take over. I can see if we was 50% of the population, then I can see you like, oh, they scared we end up 65%. Boy, we a long way away from taking over. A long way away from taking over. You know, and they scared you want them women. But even if every black man had a white woman, that would just be a few white men, women, comparatively speaking. We only 13%. So we can't even be with nothing but a small percentage of white women. Make it make some sense. What? And why would you think we want them when we get around a whole bunch of black women all the time? Like, what? We gonna pass up all these black women to go find a white one? That's crazy. Most of the time, when we with a different woman that ain't black, is because we in a certain culture where there's different women. You know, I'm in Hawaii, so I end up with a Samoan or something, or Japanese or something. But that's because I'm in Hawaii. I ain't gonna be with no Japanese. I'm in Chicago. Where's the Japanese chick? Come on. Most black men are with white black women. Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to be with somebody else. It's like a ridiculous fear. How you gonna be with somebody that ain't even around? That's crazy. How you gonna be in a black part of a city at black events and black everything? Where you gonna find a white lady at? Do you know if you're in Chicago, you gotta go find a white lady? They're not just on the block like that. You gotta go find one. But you around black women. You ain't around no white ladies like that. How? I guess that's a fake fear. But that's my take on that. This political system is looking crazy. Y'all need to stay focused. Don't get caught up in it, though. Don't get caught up in black, white. Don't get caught up in Republican, Democrat. Don't get caught up in that stuff. Don't. That's all. That's make believe. There's no such thing as Republicans and Democrats. That's fake. All these politicians is basically based on where they live at. Basically, and politicians in the farmland want different stuff than politicians in the city. Get out your feelings, my brother. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't got no feelings. T. I don't know what you're talking about, T. I'm over here just talking. You talk about feelings. Sound like what are feelings? What are you talking about? He said, "Get out your feelings." Like what is feelings? Like what are you talking about, man? You just making stuff up, huh? He ain't win against me. He went against you, T. He ain't win against me. Went against me how? The only way you can go against me is if I'm in the game. If you playing baseball and I'm playing baseball, you can go against me. But if I ain't in the game, how you gonna go against me? I ain't in the game, so go against me how? I'm doing me. How somebody gonna go against me? Make it make sense. You seem like the one in your feelings. You in your feelings because you busy trying to tell me to get out of feelings, which means you in feelings. Who told you I'm in feelings? And I'm not your boy. Your son is your boy. I'm not a boy at all. I'm a grown man. I'm not your boy. I don't even know you. I'm not your boy. I don't know you. If you met me, you would know I'm not your boy. I'm not your boy. I don't know you. You can't walk around here like that with me like that. I don't know you. I'm a grown man. My boy, my son's is grown. So you out of line anyway. I'm not your boy. I don't even know you. Your name is Think About It. You're bootleg on the internet. You're not even man enough to use your real name. I'm not your boy. I don't even know you. I'm not your boy. Now, I don't know who your boy is, but that's who you need to go talk to. Because I don't even know you. What you know about Chicago? Because you come here call somebody your boy, that'll go bad, bruh. I'm not your boy. I don't know you. I don't got no boy named Think About It. I don't know you. What is you talking about? There'd be some weirdos on the internet trying to get your feelings on the internet. Somebody got feelings. These people crazy. Who on the internet got feelings about what? What are you talking about? Let me get rid of that weird. I don't do weirdo stuff, bro. But I'm not your boy though. I'm just silly. You definitely don't live in the inner city. You don't live in no city like Chicago. Definitely. You live in some suburb or something? Because where we come from, we don't call nobody my boy if we don't know him. Yeah, if we don't know you, and then we don't call each other my boy. Cause we grown men. I ain't got no boy. So I don't know what the hell you talking about. Where you from? You from some little? Where you from? That's what y'all call each other in where you from? Because in Chicago we don't got boys. We don't say my boy here. Where you from? Chattanooga or somewhere? You from some little place. My boy. They still say that? Where y'all live at? Y'all still say my boy? Crazy. Don't block them though. If you do block them, just block them till tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'll put them on timeout till tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. I'm only timing out people for 24 hours. I'm not timing them out forever. He can come back tomorrow. He talking crazy. I learned how to control myself because there was a time where I would have really disrespected him. I'm doing better. Because there was a time when he said my boy, I would have called that man all type of stuff. I would have disrespected his mother. And I'm doing way better. Because there was a time if he said my boy to me, it would have went left. Who? I don't know, bro. I don't do gossip. What do you mean SETI is crashing out? What that got to do with me? I don't even follow dude. I unfollow dude. I don't know. Did you gossiping? What's your name? Why you bringing up dude's name? Okay, let me get rid of that. Adam, I don't got no beef with SETI. I said what I said. So I don't, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't got no beef with SETI like that. That's a one and done. I don't do back and forth. I just forth and then that's it. I just say what I'm gonna say and I'm done with it. I don't do that stuff like that. I'm from Chicago. We got beef. It turns physical. We don't do I don't do internet beef. I don't do internet beef. I don't do that like that. I'm not. If I was beefing with dude, shit, I can't even say what I want to say. I'm not beefing with dude. Yeah, that's all. Let's just leave it like that. I don't do internet beef. If I say something about somebody, it's gonna be one time and that's it. And I just said, no, I'm through with it. I don't on the internet. If you're out of line, I don't like what you're doing. I'm gonna say something one time and that's it. I don't watch responses. So once I say something, I don't watch the response because I don't care about the response. I just care about what I'm saying. So I don't watch responses. I don't watch videos about me or none of that stuff. I don't do that type of stuff. I live in the city. We trying to get shorties not to do that. That's very dangerous in Chicago. We trying to get these young brothers not to do that because in this city, uh, that type of stuff go bad. You know what I'm saying? So I don't do that type of stuff. We try to discourage these youth from doing that because it goes sideways here. It don't stay on the internet here. So I don't do that because if I do that, then I can't tell the shorties not to do it. And I got to tell the shorties, these BDs and GDs and Viceroys and stuff, I'm telling them not to internet beef because it go outside. So I can't let them see me on the internet beefing. That's bad for the city. And I'm out here telling these shorties to stop doing it. They can't see me doing that. You know what I'm saying? I can't let these young people see me beefing on the internet. And then I'm telling them to stop beefing on the internet. You know what I'm saying? You don't know internet beef. I'm not emotional like that, so I don't do all that. I'm the type of person that if I see you and you walk up on me talking, I'll walk off. I'll walk off. I won't. If you run up on me outside, bro, you on the internet talking crazy, blah, 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 I'll walk off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll walk off. Because I'll be outside and the only thing I'm thinking about is the state's attorney and the judge. And if I end up in court, I got to make sure you was out of line. I got to beat the case. So you got to go out your way so that I could beat the case. I got to be able to go to court and say I walked off. He followed me. He was a threat, and that's why he's no longer here. Gangsters make, you know what I'm saying? Young people always think about the courtroom. Don't be getting caught up into the people. Think about the courtroom and the judge. That's where you're going to end up. You're going to get 1,000 years out here being emotional with somebody and throw your life away. You know what I'm saying? I got to be able to beat the case, period. That's what I'm thinking when you run up on me. I got to get you to commit. You got to be a threat to my life. Other than that, I'm walking away. I don't got nothing to prove. I don't got nothing to prove out here. Everybody that know me already know that. I don't. Mm-mm. I am not throwing my life away out here like that. Well, I'm not doing no 25 years beef with nobody out here. 25 years in federal penitentiary state or federal penitentiary. Is you crazy? Bro, I can't. I can't do that. Sorry. Not sorry. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to prison. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm going to go. If I act emotional out here, I'm going to prison. Who want to go to prison? I'm not going to prison, man. Ain't no way. Mm-mm. I got to be able to beat the case. You got to be a threat. Now, if you're a threat, that's cool. If you're a threat, I can work with it if you're a threat. Now we talking. You know what I'm saying? Knock your noodles out your shit. If you're a threat, you know what I'm saying? Because in my old line of work, nobody see nothing. So it ain't no court case. Nobody knows what happened. But I'm not gonna be out here and everybody know what's happening. And, uh-uh. Hell no. That's why I never been to prison. I'm smart. I don't do beef. Black man, I don't do beef. I don't do beef. I don't do arguments. I like to have a good time. I like to be positive. I like to meet people, have a good time. I don't do beef. Period. So if you're talking crazy on there and I meet you, we'll talk about it and laugh about it, but we're not finna beef over it, man. Why you was on there and that talk crazy? Pharaoh, because you was talking crazy. But we could do that, but we're not finna beef. We're not finna, bro, we're not going to the penitentiary over no internet. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not going to no penitentiary, be working in the penitentiary for free over no beef, man. Come on, man. I'm trying to teach the young brothers that. There's so many young brothers doing 20 piece, doing 30, doing life, doing 15, doing 10, because they didn't control their emotions. Crazy. So that's that, y'all. It was a pleasure talking to you all. Do not get emotional in this political stuff and just watch the politics play out. But I will tell you, save your money, stay stocked up on groceries, and be prepared in case the economy collapse because the Republicans and the Democrats is some goofies and they don't know how to work together for the best of the citizen. And they didn't let the citizens, that some haters, divide up the government so nothing get done. and they done turned it to the Hatfields and the McCoys and some ridiculous stuff instead of working together and get something done. It's two extremes. They too extreme. We need more moderates. We need more people in the middle to work together. There's too many extremes. When we can't get no money, America's not gonna get no money with politics the way they doing it. We're gonna go broke. You've got to be able to sit down together and work out something. You can't have extremes. And poor Donald Trump, he did all that extreme stuff, but now his party gonna turn on him. They finna turn on him. They finna act like they don't know him now that they're accusing him of dealing with children. All them people that swore they ride with him, they all gonna leave him. He ain't gonna have no support, and within 2 weeks he'll be no support. They all gonna walk away. He gotta learn the hard way. Victory.